Warning. This video contains spoilers for Final Fantasy XIV Stormblood. Seeing as how I've talked to just about every single person in Redata in Redata now, I don't believe there's going to be any more side quests there. However, we still have that other encampment that I saw. Where is it? Cold Hearth. I have a feeling our final side quests in the area before we fly are there. After we fly, we should have one more set of side quests. Probably another side story as well. And then we should be done with this. However, I think first, we're going to have a dungeon coming up. Because on the map, it listed the Castrum as a dungeon. So, I guess that's kind of a spoiler, but I was spoiled by the map rather than anything else. Alright, where's our shady trader? Is it out? Oh, there he is. You want to trade? Show me the goods first, then maybe we'll deal. The Imperial Supply Crate. Gods, these are military-issue Mark 63 sedatives. High-quality stuff. Someone snatched a batch a while ago, but you wouldn't believe how quickly Imperial medicines sell. Folk are always on edge around here, you see, never knowing when the Empire might decide to launch an assault. Some get so worked up that they'll scarcely sleep without a little alchemical encouragement. How much do you want them for? I'm a bit curious how you came by this stash, but I'll take it off your hands all the same. Food? That's it, just food? Alright, well, there's a sack full of assorted edibles. Nice doing business with you. Alright, now I can give this to the trader. The trader. And then probably report back to the guy who sent me in the first place, who will probably give me a long-winded story about how food is short and they need all the help they can get. And then I'll have my Aether Point. Current. Why can't I keep calling it Aether Points? I don't know. Oh, I get this. Well, I get bonus experience, win or lose. So, I guess what this is we need to stop it from getting to where it's going. It's an anti-escort. Take the bit down, that'll help. Oh, another bit showed up. Okay, so attacking that bit was kind of pointless. Got it. Oh, and it's getting close, alright. Well, I'm going to eat that. Okay. Scanning. Target movement detected. Well, looks like we got some NPC help. Oh, it's super close. Come on, almost. Tornado kick. Ooh. Oh, talk about your last second victories. Whew. And that used up my buff. Good. Experience buff used. Now let's get back to Radiata. I didn't get a chance to read what that thing was doing, but at least now I understand why. Because it was confusing. I saw that one a while back, a couple episodes ago. Because I looked at it and I saw that the progress and the distance, well, they didn't quite match an escort. Now I see why. The progress to kill it and stop it from making progress, or covering the distance. So that one is higher. The distance is bad. Anyway, interesting. I'm glad to see an anti-escort. I think that was the first one I've seen in this game. That's saying something. Anyway, back we go. So yeah, unless another side quest pops up, we should be able to work on the main story after this. But I do know we are running out of time for this episode, so this will be essentially, this becomes another side quest episode. Which, honestly, I prefer all the side quests be bundled up in one episode and focusing on main story and stuff in another episode. Because, you know, it kind of organizes it better that way. But then again, since I'm going at this completely blind, you know, I don't know when I'm going to get into side quests, you know, when I'll have that little stop in the main story. You know, it's hard to plan it out on purpose. But, oh, looks like we're fighting a Jamal. So I need to talk to that guy, and this thing's not going to leash by the time I get over there. Whatever. This thing's been eyeing me since I got over here the first time. Yeah, jerk. There we go. Alright. Well, did you bring the goods? Here is your unheavy package. Aye, that's the stuff. You've done this sort of thing before, eh? Kinda. I see what you're thinking. What's in this big package that weighs next to naught? Well, I better satisfy your curiosity before you start asking questions to the wrong people. It's tobacco, my friend, made right here in Radata. I used to be a porter for Imperials, you see, carting supplies around all day until my back was screaming. The officers would complain about their military-issue pipeweed, so I started earning myself a few small luxuries by smuggling in Radata's best. On the quiet, of course. I'd appreciate it if you kept it quiet, too. I mean to sell it to the Resistance forces next. They'd best not know about my previous customers. Here's a reward I promise you. Half for the job, half to keep your lips sealed. Understand? Hey, it works for me. Oh, you have another one for me. I'm not going to be able to do it this time around, so I'll wait until next episode to take it. Did you get the food? Tell me you got the food. Here's the food. Oh, praise the heavens, and praise you too, stranger. This will be the first proper meal we've had in days. Go back and speak with my large friend, if you would. I'd wager he'd like to show us thanks as well. All right. You are right over here. Surprised to see us trading in Imperial supplies? My quick-fingered friend once worked in a storeroom in Castrum, Abania, and swiped those sedatives before she left. This settlement is full of those who use This settlement is full of those as used labor for the Imperial army. The folk in Alagiri may have traded with the Empire, but they spit on Redadians. The army's whipped curs, they called us. That's why I needed you to make the deal. If one of us set foot in that town, they'd chase us out in a hail of stones, or worse. Now we can eat our fill and get our strength back. Should try to move on. Kind-hearted heroes like you are a godsend. Good. But like I said, there's gonna be a story. Now, your turn. I forgot you were over here, Dob. My friends stopped by to tell me how the test went, so thanks to you for keeping them safe. Not entirely comfortable around Imperial Ordnance, to be honest. We spent years slaving in the Castrum workshop, loading powder into cannon shells and the like. It felt as if every bullet I filled was another countryman I helped kill. The guilt grew so strong that I almost cast myself off a cliff, but my fear of death was the stronger. Like a coward, I chose the moldy heels of bread over the lives of my fellows. In the end, I decided I'd spite the Empire by living out my wretched life and profit off the very same weapons I helped them build. I'll be a damn weed thriving off the rocky slopes of Abania. Okay. Thank you for that. These people like giving me their life stories. And your turn. Did you get the scales? Sure did. Oh, these are just... See how they glimmer in the light? They'd be perfect for crafting glamour prisms. It was once my job to scrub the floors of the army barracks and such. You'd think you wouldn't think that a particularly challenging task until you find yourself mopping up blood of your countrymen. I mean to put those dark days behind me by trading in things that made of beauty and light. This is why I wanted those scales. Thank you for your help, and I hope that the same brightness you brought me will shine down on you when all's said and done. Speaking of, there's a sunrise. Alright. 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 Ah, my tight-lipped friend. Receiving that tobacco for me really helped me out. But I have another favor to ask if you're willing. You know what a Jamal is, don't you? Tall leaf eaters, long necks. Look around, you can probably spot one now. Yep. They seem docile enough, but a kick from one of those massive legs will send most ordinary folks sailing to the nether realm. And I consider myself fairly ordinary. You, on the other hand, seem the type who can shrug off a hoof or two to the face. Hey, what are you saying? Do you think you could take down some of those towering beastkin and gather me 3 of their hides? Okay. I like how he mentioned I could see one right now. As I was noticing that I could see one right now. Alright. Get to punch you again. Wait, I do remember giraffe-style enemies before. There were some in the Sea of Clouds. I mean, I didn't really go out of my way to fight them out there. There were, I mean, there were the target of one of the Beast Tribe dailies, which is the only reason I remember them now. I'm surprised I didn't remember them until just now. Considering how surprised I was 2 episodes ago. But whatever. We will finish off this work and get back to the important business of making the Empire pay. I wasn't able to keep my my stacks, but hey, at least I got a few hits of Riddle of Fire in on it. And this will be 3 because it's not a random. Done. Alright, that was quick enough. And assuming that's the last one, you know, it's what? We're only like a couple minutes into the video now. Probably like 3 minutes. Depends on how much I edit out of the beginning. Did get yourself trampled then? Well, let's have a look at what you brought. Here you go. Ah, now these some high quality hides. Actually, they're not high quality, they're normal quality. Once I cleaned and cured them, I can craft them into armor for the resistance troops. When I wasn't busy lugging things around, the Garleans would send me to the factory to make me sew their unnatural fibers into uniforms. Now, at least I can put those skills to use for my countrymen instead. Thanks to you, I'm almost ready to stand on my own 2 feet. You'll still be in town for a little while yet, won't you? You have another job for me, don't you? Oh, not yet. Notice I said yet. I wouldn't be surprised if another batch of side quests pop up now, even though I was hoping that the next area would have all the side quests. Anyway, back to the main story. Let's talk to people before we go ahead. I tell you, some of the resistance folk can't see the forest from the trees. Ambushing the occasional Imperial patrol won't change a damn thing. Infiltrating the Castrums and learning their secrets, on the other hand. It takes a brave men and women like her that we can still have a chance to win this war. It's good to see that even this deep within occupied territory, there are still those who would defy their oppressors. Alright. Ooh. And I can get new pants out of this. We have that which we came, but all that remains is to make our preparations. Ravinous, you and your ever-dependable allies will enter the Castrum with my sister, and I, by the way of ventilation ducts leading to the hangars. From there, you will proceed into the weapons research and unleash bloody mayhem. At the same time, Alice and I will create a diversion elsewhere, and in the ensuing confusion, Lisa and her unit will attempt to reach the control fire center undetected. If all goes to plan, our 3 parties will subsequently converge on this location, and together we will secure the cannon before finally notifying the Alliance that they are clear to attack. Sounds simple enough. I'll go and brief Nago on the details. The rest of you come with me. We'll need to deal with Magitech patrols before you can infiltrate the Castrum. Oh, good. I was worried that, I was actually worried that we would have to, like, essentially go in immediately, and then it would have, like, what, a 10-minute episode? Or I'd have to throw this on the back of the last episode? Which at this rate still might happen. Alright. Well, you know, if we are going in pretty soon, I'll just use this part as my intro to the upcoming episode, or to the dungeon. Because I mentioned that I wanted to, you know, separate the dungeons, you know, out separately. That way, when people want to watch if people just want to watch just the dungeons, they can. Alright, well, we got them. Alright, well, we have more to do, so it's going to be patrol, 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 patrol. Alright, well, let's get to it. I'll help this guy, too, by throwing out some AoEs. I know he's going to be throwing out AoEs, too, to help. Nope, I need this guy. Yep, looks like we're about to go into the dungeon. It is right there. Here's hoping there aren't too many for us to handle. Quickly and quietly, as so not to raise the alarm. Almost there, friends. Your point of entry is just around the bend up ahead. The last patrol should be here any moment. Once you've dealt with them, we'll be clear to advance. Assuming they keep their usual schedule, might be prudent to stand watch for a moment after, just in case. Oh, that uninterrupted me, so... Well... We'll take all these out. Oh, you're too far away. There we go. Alright. So will this unlock the dungeon? Cutscene anyway. By Ralgar, I knew you lot were good, but I never expected you to defeat them so swiftly. Ravinous is the finest warrior I know, and I should like to think we have learned something in our time within his company. Now, where is this entrance to the ducks? Right behind you. I mapped the branches, so you should have no trouble reaching the hangars or any number of other places. Understood. Thank you again for your invaluable assistance. As discussed, Ravinous, we shall divide into 2 groups and proceed via separate routes into the Castrum. Remember that our objective is to cause as much chaos as possible to draw the Imperials away from Lys and her men. If there's nothing else, I'll return to the Resistance forces and show them to their entrance. May Ralgar guide you to victory. This may be your last chance to make preparations, Ravinous. When you and yours are ready, we shall begin. That's dungeon unlock right there. So, instead of the usual breaking this off into its own episode, we've had 10 minutes of prep for it. So, we'll just go into it. Well, let's talk to these 2 first. The Alliance is counting on us to deal with the cannon. Failure is not an option. It won't be long before someone realizes their armor is missing. We have to hurry. Okay, so I am going to edit out our queue time and go right into the dungeon. So, if you enjoyed it, give it a like. Any thoughts, comments down below. If you haven't subscribed, click on my beautiful face. If you'd like to support these videos, check out my Patreon. And thank you for watching. Until next time, later.